Hello, welcome back to Meal Kit Reviews. Right, got the 511 Tactical Series bailout bag. Right, I use this a lot. Right, it's part of my EDC kit, which at the end of the day, this contains everything I must have with me all of the time. Right, but having said that, let's not forget exactly what this bag was designed for and intended for. Right, it's made for active shooter response teams. Right, now at the end of the day, this carries everything that you would need, right, in an urgent situation. Right, you can keep this preloaded, leave it in your vehicle, keep it with you, everything you need, all in one bag. Right, let's start off with, right, it's made out of 1050 denier nylon, right, which makes it pretty water resistant. Right, must say, right, they're not waterproof zips, so it's not a waterproof bag, but at the end of the day, it is water resistant. Right, we've got a multitude of pockets, but they're all put together quite simply with the intention of doing a job. Right, now all across the front here, you've probably noticed that you've got 3 pouches. Right, these are designed to hold 2 AR-15 mags in each. Right, alternatively, M4, same thing. We're from the UK here. Unfortunately, we've got the SA-80, but we won't go into that on here. It's a bit of a joke. Right, but at the end of the day, right, that's what they're for. Now, as you can see with this, right, I've got other things stuffed in here. Right, in this one, there's a small first aid kit, some wet wipes, some spalk. Right, I'll keep a small water flask in there. And up this end, there's my 511 flashlight, which I reviewed yesterday. Some tissues and some pocket comms cards. Right, they come in very, very handy. Right, get a lot of foreign travellers in this area. Right, very, very helpful indeed. Right, we've got a flag patch down here. Right, it's hook loop side Velcro, so you can stick what you like on there. This one on the top here is not standard. I put that on. Right, and that's just hold a name tape. Right, we'll bring ourselves at these pockets, by the way. These are all elasticated, so if you just empty your one mag, right, alternatively smaller items like I've got in here, right, they at the end of the day, right, they keep it nice and tight, prevent rattles, right, prevent things spilling out. Right, if you don't want this over the top, you can always tuck this down the back here and keep it open top, so easy access. Do the same with all 3. Let's just pop that down there. Right, we've got pockets either end. Right, they're both exactly the same. Right, 3 rows of molly on the pockets. Right, I've got them popped a Grimlock on there. Right, I wear a baseball cap quite a bit, especially in the summer months. Right, and I will not wear it when I go indoors. Right, so it just hooks in there, keeps it out of the way. Right, the pockets on these, right, are 6.5 inches tall, or 6 1/4 I should say. Right, 4.5 inches wide, 1 3/4 in depth. Right, they're big, they are big, right, they hold quite a bit. Right, I generally keep one free, so I'll put car keys and bits and pieces in there. Right, now I've got to put another Grimlock in this loop up the top here. Right, it's not intended for it, it's a bit of a tight fit, but it did go in. Right, now the reason for that, unfortunately, we have a bit of a problem in some of the areas where I tend to frequent, right, where people will give an half a chance, right, unzip your bag and just dip their hand in and see what they can get away with. Right, by the addition of the Grimlock here, I just attach the cord in there, just puts another barrier there. Somebody's got to fiddle with that before they can undo it. That's the only reason it's there though. We'll just take that off for a second. Right, same on the other end. Right, we've got the same size pocket on there. I've just got some bits and pieces, a phone charger, right, and a Minnie Mouse in the bottom there. But that takes care of that. And I've just got a Nexus carabiner on there just for attaching other bits and pieces. Right, let's spin the bag round. Right, you know, it's nicely padded on the back here. Right, it really is nicely padded. Right, I mean, this padding keeps the bag on your hip where you really want it. Right, there's nothing much more to say about that. Right, you've got a handy belt loop on the back here, so you can actually hook that around your belt. Velcro closure, stops it bouncing around if you need to go running anywhere with it. Right, the strap, right, is a typical 511 strap. Nice to see on the shoulder pad here we've got this rubberized material. This really does work. This stops this bag sliding off your shoulder, right? That it is good. You've probably heard me say this in other reviews, right? It works well, right? It does its job, right? It's nicely padded again, so if you've got a fair bit of weight in here, which sometimes I do have, right, it stops that strap from digging in your shoulder. It's quick detachable. You've got 511's elastic protector over the top, but a nice big quick release buckle there, right? Just trying to see what it's made by. UTX Flex. Well, I don't know who they are, but what I can say is plenty of those on other 511 bags that I've had, right, in the past, right, and believe me, right, they're good, right. It's all very well stitched together. Everything about it is typical 511 quality, right. The stitching's good, bar tacked in stress points, right, works well, works very, very well. Now, the main compartment on this, right, is 8.5 inches tall, right, 12 inches in length and 4.5 inches in depth. Now, this bag, as you know, right, I've got a fair amount of 511 bags in my arsenal. Right, this one was selected purely and simply because I needed something that I could just put all those everyday bits and pieces in that I need all the time. Right, and then I could just grab one bag and go. If I've got the other bags loaded up, I just select what I need as and when I need it. Let's just take a look at what we've got in here. Right, playbook tablet, right, fits in there. Right, I've got a keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard for that as well in there. Right, my eyeglasses case. Right, we've got a small pocket organiser here. Right, and a larger one. Right, if you look inside here, on this side, on the front here, right, we've got loop side Velcro, which works really, really well. It's more of a, how can I put it? It doesn't feel like loop side Velcro, but it is, right? But it feels more like a fleece liner. So if you want to put things in here, you don't want to get scratched, right? You can put them in there quite easily. These loop retainers in here, I made those, so they don't come with the bag. Right, on the back, right, we've got Molly. Right, there's 3 rows of Molly over the full width of the bag. Whole bag is backup belt system compatible, right? So if you're familiar with that, right, your pouch collection can fit in there with no problems at all. Right, if you're not familiar with it, if you have a look on my channel, Milk It Reviews, right, you'll find that there's actually a review on the backup belt system pouches, right? But all in all, a very capable bag, right? Something that's used a lot. This is with me every single day. You've got drain holes. Sorry, I forgot to mention those. Right, drain holes on the bottom of each of these mag pockets. Right, that is with me every day without fail. Right, it's just one of those things that we, at the end of the day, right, we need our bits and pieces with us. Unfortunately, in this day and age of technology, we tend to carry more than what we would have done 10 years ago. So therefore, we need somewhere to put it, right? And here it is. But so, if you've got any questions, please feel free to fire away. Drop me a line, anything you need to know, right? I'll try and find out, right? If I can't find out, I'll try and find somebody that can help you, right? But please, right, subscribe to the channel, right? That way you'll get the email updates and when the new reviews come out, right? And I say, any questions, fire away. Thanks for watching. Bye.